Welcome to our deep dive on the harsh reality of securing a U.S. work visa as a global tech professional. In this video, we will explore the systems, costs, and strategies that actually work. Let's set expectations clearly and then build a practical, multi-year plan. First, we'll outline the agenda before moving into the core challenges. Here is our roadmap. First, we discuss the structural reality of U.S. employment-based visas. Next, we'll unpack why entry-level roles struggle to qualify for sponsorship. Then, we'll debunk the $100,000 myth and explain the real financial and time costs. After that, we'll lay out a concrete action plan focusing on specialization, the L1 intracompany transfer route, and the U.S. Master's Advantage. We will visualize timelines and flows, test your understanding with quick quizzes, and finally, share an important disclaimer.
Now, let's start with the reality check.
The U.S. employment-based immigration framework is designed to meet specialized labor needs. Employers face material costs, compliance burdens, and legal exposure when sponsoring foreign workers. As a result, they prioritize candidates whose niche skills are demonstrably scarce. Consequently, generalist, entry-level roles often fail to meet the standard of a specialty occupation and rarely justify sponsorship. With that context, let's examine why entry-level roles struggle. Here's the core issue. An H-1B role must qualify as a specialty occupation, meaning it typically requires at least a bachelor's degree in a specific field. Many entry-level job titles are too generic or too broad to meet this standard. Employers also consider the compliance workload, potential audits, attorney fees, and the opportunity cost of waiting months for visa processing. If a similar profile can be hired locally without these hurdles, sponsorship is not justified. Therefore, the business case only works when your skill set is demonstrably specialized and scarce. Now, let's compare entry-level roles with true specialty occupations more directly. On the left, entry-level roles feature broad responsibilities and flexible degree requirements. These profiles are plentiful in the local market and typically require significant training, yielding a lower, immediate return on investment for the employer. On the right, specialty occupations target a narrow, high-demand niche with a clear linkage between degree, skills, and role. These profiles are harder to source locally, ramp faster, and demonstrate clear business impact.
That contrast explains employers' sponsorship decisions.
Next, let's unpack the real cost drivers behind visas. Let's debunk a common misconception. There is no $100,000 fee to secure a U.S. work visa. For H-1B, employers typically pay government and legal fees in the range of a few thousand to the mid-teens, depending on company size and legal complexity. However, the real cost to employers is risk and time, compliance exposure, potential audits, and months of waiting while business needs evolve. The H-1B cap lottery introduces randomness. If you are not selected, you must wait until the next fiscal cycle.
This uncertainty compounds over multiple years.
Because of these dynamics, employers become extremely selective and focus on talent with strong, niche business cases.
Now, let's put numbers into a simple table for clarity. This table summarizes typical cost categories. Employers usually cover filing and attorney fees, with ranges depending on company size, complexity, and policy choices such as premium processing. Internal costs like recruitment and compliance time also matter. Candidates should not pay employer-required fees, in line with regulations. These amounts are illustrative and vary by case and over time. With costs contextualized, let's visualize the overall pathways you can pursue. This flowchart maps the main decision paths. If you do not yet have 3 to 5 years of niche experience, focus first on specialization, cloud, AI, ML, cybersecurity, or a niche data stack. From there, you can pursue a U.S. master's program to access the advanced degree H-1B pool, or join a multinational in your home country to set up an L1 transfer after 1 year. If you already have niche experience, apply for H-1B, while simultaneously developing L1 eligibility through a multinational and considering a master's to improve your odds. The flow emphasizes a strong business case and thorough documentation at each step. Next, we'll discuss the lottery dynamic.
The H-1B program uses an annual lottery to allocate limited cap numbers, including a separate pool reserved for U.S. advanced degree holders. Selection is random and varies yearly, The process involves registration, potential selection, petition filing, and adjudication, often resulting in long timelines. Many candidates need multiple cycles to obtain a selection. Given this uncertainty, parallel strategies, such as pursuing L1 eligibility or an advanced degree, are essential. Now, let's translate this into a concrete, multi-year timeline.
This timeline illustrates how to stack strategies. In years 0 to 1, choose a niche and upskill through certifications, hands-on projects, and open-source contributions. In year 1 to 2, secure a role that tightly matches your niche, demonstrating measurable impact. Between year 1 and 3, aim to join a multinational with a U.S. office to set up L1 eligibility after 1 year of employment abroad. In parallel, consider a U.S. master's program and begin standardized test preparation if required. If eligible, attempt H-1B registration annually. By year 3 and beyond, you may be positioned for an L1 transfer or for a stronger H-1B case. Throughout, keep documentation, letters, and evidence ready.
Here is a focused action plan. First, specialize in a high-demand niche such as cloud, AI, and machine learning, cybersecurity, or a specific data engineering platform. Second, build 3 to 5 years of experience with measurable business impact. Use metrics to quantify your results. Third, try to join a multinational with a U.S. presence and work there for at least 1 year to become eligible for an L1 intracompany transfer, which avoids the H-1B lottery entirely. Fourth, consider a U.S. master's degree to access the advanced degree H-1B pool and broaden your professional network. Finally, document your achievements thoroughly to strengthen future petitions.
Next, let's make specialization concrete with a portfolio checklist.
To operationalize specialization, choose a concrete niche and build credible signals. In cloud engineering, demonstrate infrastructure as code proficiency, account governance patterns, and cost optimization. In AI or ML, show competency in MLOps, production model serving, and monitoring for drift. In cybersecurity, build threat models, cloud security baselines, and incident response runbooks. In data engineering, optimize Spark jobs, orchestrate with Airflow, and model with dbt. For your portfolio, track metrics such as latency, uptime, cost savings, and risk reduction. Produce artifacts like diagrams and repositories. Publish posts or talks, and contribute to open source.
Use a structured narrative format to document impact for petitions and interviews. Now, let's check your understanding.
Question: which factor most improves your odds in the H-1B process? Options: A. Holding a U.S. master's degree. B. Using a generic entry-level job title.
C. Applying once and hoping for luck. D. Avoiding documentation to save time.
You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is holding a U.S. master's degree. This can place you in the advanced degree cap, which often faces less competition than the regular pool. A generic entry-level title reduces eligibility, applying only once reduces your statistical chances, and avoiding documentation undermines your case.
Now let's try another one.
Question: which pathway can bypass the H-1B lottery entirely? Options: A. L1 intracompany transfer. B. H-1B specialty occupation. C. F1 OPT. D. B2 tourist visa. You may pause the video now to think about the answer.
We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video.
The correct answer is the L1 intracompany transfer. If you work for a qualifying multinational abroad for at least 1 continuous year, you may be eligible to transfer to the U.S. without going through the H-1B cap lottery. H-1B is subject to the lottery. F1 OPT is a student work authorization, not a work visa category per se, and B2 is not for employment. Next, we'll share an important disclaimer. This content is educational and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration outcomes depend on facts specific to your case and on changing laws and policies. Consult a qualified immigration attorney before making decisions or filing petitions. With that in mind, let's consolidate the main takeaways.
Here are the key points. First, specialization is essential to make a compelling business case for sponsorship. Second, entry-level generalist roles typically fail to qualify as specialty occupations. Third, while fees matter, The dominant cost is the employer's risk and time. Fourth, stack strategies. Build L1 eligibility through a multinational. Consider a U.S. master's degree for the advanced degree cap, and attempt H-1B annually when eligible. Lastly, document measurable impact and plan for a multi-year journey. Before we close, let's visualize how to allocate your effort.
This pie chart suggests a balanced allocation of effort. Roughly a quarter to structured learning and certifications, another quarter to building a demonstrable portfolio, around 30% to driving measurable impact in professional roles, and the remaining 20% split between networking and applications. Adjust the ratios based on your context, but avoid over-indexing on applications without building differentiators. Finally, let's wrap up with a concise summary and a call to action. To conclude, choose a niche and build for 3 to 5 years. Seek L1 eligibility by joining a multinational with a U.S. presence. Consider a U.S. master's degree to access the advanced degree H-1B pool. Apply for H-1B strategically while continuously strengthening your profile through measurable impact, publications, and references. Now, here's a quick thank you and a way to stay connected. Thank you for watching. If you found this valuable, please like the video, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe for more data-driven career strategies. Tell us your chosen niche and questions in the comments so we can tailor future content. See you in the next episode.